The Customer Service Week is a week-long opportunity to raise awareness of customer service and the vital role it plays in successful business practice and the growth of the economy, and the core means of building brand loyalty and encouraging customer satisfaction. Given the importance of the customer experience, it makes sense that businesses have celebrated Customer Service Week for around 30 years. The U.S. Congress signed a proclamation in 1992 that established Customer Service Week as a nationally recognized event. The goal of the event is to emphasize the importance of customer satisfaction and listening to customers as critical components of building a business. Since then, the commemoration has spread across the United States and internationally to other countries. Even Nigeria is not left out, as NEMA equally celebrates Customer Service Week. During this week, it's important to emphasize the values of customer service and satisfaction with your team, taking the time to reward your staff in some way throughout a Customer Service Week celebration that would let them know you value the work they do. Customer Service Week is celebrated during the first full week of October, and the theme for this year's celebration is Above and Beyond. Nigeria Today will look at enhancing customer service. I am Victoria Clinton, and thanks for joining us. Now, joining us in the studio for the discussion looking at enhancing customer service is Mohammed Sani. He is the Executive Chairman, Business Visa and Training Company. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you very much.
Also with us here in the studio for the conversation is Uket Ubunga. He's the Executive Secretary, Power Consumers Advocates of Nigeria, PCAN. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'll start with you, Mohammed Sani. I know you own a company, of course. You, better than anybody else, would know the importance of making sure that the customer is happy. Of course, which is, of course, the basis of the Customer Service Week. Now, tell us, there's this popular saying, they say, the customer is always right. Some will even say the customer is the king. Tell us, how true is this?
Well, it's true. And if you actually, at the other end, make him to be the actual king. And if only we know, if we extend that respect to the customer, you might end up realizing that he or she or the company might make your own business goes bigger, get more exposure. Like, let's say, for instance, NTA now, and the kind of business we're doing, identifying all Nigerian products, processing them, and also extending them to the needs, the people who need it, that are the customers. And in that turn, if we now get to know each other very well and collaborate, we can also say, look, you should go beyond just advertising. You have what it takes to generate more money from what you are doing. Despite looking at or showing concern that with the advanced technology now, people using their phones, doing similar advertisement that you are doing. So we'll advise you, look, you have spaces, you have branches all across Nigeria, and these goods are to be moved from here. We can nominate you as, okay, be as a point which our people will be disposing things so that, not free anyway, so that you can generate extra money. So you see, by knowing us much more and giving us rubbing minds with you, and we'll get to make more money and make our own business much easier.
Thank you very much. Now, Uket, you have been an advocate for the consumers. I know it's paramount to ensure that this set of persons, the consumer, the customer, is always happy. Now, tell us, what are some of the challenges that customers encounter, in dealing with companies, organizations?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for that question. The issue is customer service. So we have to look at the service itself and what constitutes customer service. Then bring it down to the level of the service itself, which is rendered, customer satisfaction, quality of service, quality of product that is put in, because ultimately it is the customer that is the reason for any product manufacture or production or any service rendered, right? So now let me come to my turf, which is electricity. We talk of service-based tariff according to the multi-year tariff order of 2022. And what does that imply? What does that mean? That you pay a certain tariff based on the number of hours of electricity supplied to you. But when we are talking of service, we are talking of affordability, availability, quality of service, quality of the product, and so forth. But we are in Nigeria here, where, like you said in your preamble, that this started in America in 1992. And we are brought it down here, and we are celebrating. I wonder how many Nigerians even know that we are celebrating Customer Service Week. How many Nigerians? All the companies, all the manufacturing companies, service providers in Nigeria, do they have, utilize this period to engage customers, to find out if the services they render, the products they are manufacturing and pushing out into the market, if they meet the demands, the standard of customers? Is there customer satisfaction there?
I know that that question is left for us to answer during the course of this conversation.
Actually,
okay, you want to add to what you just said?
Yes. You see, when you mention Nigeria, and making comparison with America, is really a good thing. And America, if you look at the over 200 years, and Nigeria just 60, and if you have chosen now to make comparison with them, it means we're doing very good. And beside that, anybody who has gone through ruggedness of Nigeria, and even identifying that there are challenges, I think you can survive anywhere. And it's a credit to us, and also the customers, which we refer to, the people we serve. You will see that when they come to Nigeria, they will accept it because they know we are coming there. No one will tell you that we have given up hope, or we are looking at. We don't look at little, these smaller countries. Look at our our stage now, but look at where we're heading to. So it's just a matter of time. And if Nigerians that are settling there in America, all of them, the moment they land in America, they will comply to all the laws, even better than the citizens. Imagine now the other way around, and now thinking it's time for us to come back and put things together at home. It's not going to be like we are learning. We're going to perfect it excellently. So I really appreciate the level we are, and I appreciate the customers too, by bearing with the lapses and clearly showing hope. It's just a matter of time.
Okay, now back to you. Okay, I know you mentioned some issues, as it relates to your own area. Talking about electricity. Now, what are some of the key, elements of outstanding customer service?
Well, in key elements in customer service, I still go back to my turf, electricity. Now, the services of a service provider is supposed to add value for the money spent on that service, right? For instance, if a utility company in the power sector is supplying electricity at, or supposed to supply electricity at a certain voltage, but at the same time, in the course of providing this service, he is unable to meet that specific or standard voltage. The standard voltage internationally in electricity is 415 kilo watt or kilovolts, yes, kilovolt, kVA, kilowatt amps. But in Nigeria, it has been below that for a very long time. Nobody is talking about that. I mean, if you don't even have the electricity, how would you be talking of quality? You have supplies in homes, in businesses that at times even cannot carry the gadgets that is meant to power. So now we are talking of affordability or availability. And in availability as a factor here, or as an element in service provision, you make sure that your product or service is readily available for the consumers. Here in Nigeria, in terms of electricity, we are talking of over 200 million people who are dependent on just a little bit over 5,000 megawatts. In fact, before I came in, I checked up the generation for today, or since on the 6th, and it has dropped by about 364 megawatts, bringing that to about 4,900 and something. Now, if you distribute or divide 5,000 megawatts by the population of Nigeria, you see that the per capita in kilowatt hours is very, very low.
We understand what you're saying.
So on availability, it is almost zero.
Okay, we understand what you're saying. But now we are talking about the key elements of outstanding customer service. What is it that should be done, to ensure that the customers are, satisfied? Or how do you classify the customers?
Yes, you listen to number. Okay, let me begin from complaints, right? You have complaint desk where customers can easily, lay their complaints, and their complaints are resolved almost with some timelines, set timelines. That is number one. Now, we have a situation in Nigeria. Okay, let me go back to in the 80s. I remember in Lagos in those days as a student in university, a friend of mine bought a bottle of Coke, and he found a cockroach, dead cockroach, which became an issue all over the media, Daily Times, every person. So Coca-Cola went on air to apologize because of what? The negligence in washing and cleaning up their bottles properly was missing. And I remember that young man was compensated then about, 12,000 naira, which was very huge money in those days. So these are the service provider, the product manufacturers must have in mind that whatsoever they are pushing out have to satisfy and they have to do everything within their power. And of course, you should remember that in every service provision there's regulation, a regulatory agency. And the regulatory agency sets standards and regulations that will be followed in the service you are rendering. For instance, electricity. Everything in electricity is regulated. But in Nigeria, we still come back to Nigeria. It is one thing to churn out regulations, orders, and guidelines, but it is another thing for compliance and ability to ensure that those who are supposed to comply with these regulations and guidelines, they do the needful.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a short break now and listen to some Nigerians on the street on the customer service week, as put together by Thomas Ogmetere. Don't go away.
I entered the bank and they were unusually friendly. Normally, when you go there and you go and make a complaint or anything, they'll be giving attitude or be grumpy. But today they were friendly and they were listening to every complaint that I had, and they were putting me first, and they even gave me extra candies. So
they were friendly and extremely nice. So I just had to ask the question, like, what's going on? Why is, and the place was decorated as well. So we had to ask that what's happening, and then they said they're just celebrating customer service week.
I into an eatery today, and they were very friendly. They said they were celebrating their customer service week.
I went there to get food. They were very receptive. I also wanted to take a picture at their background, and in fact, one of the staffs used his or her phone to, take me the picture. And on a normal day, that's not the regular thing that happened. So I was really happy at that little gesture, and I told myself, going forward, I'll continue to patronize the place.
I went to a media house, and the place was well decorated, and I was asking of questions. They say it was their customer service week, and it was awesome, and they welcomed me well, and I was amazed about their work.
I entered an organization today, and they offered me coffee, and I was surprised because this is not the first time I've been there. I've been there like 3 times now, and I was like, wow, why did they offer me coffee? And they're like, they're treating customers right today because
today is Monday already, so I have never been to any place like that yet. You understand? I'm just coming from the house to the office, then from the office to the site. So until when I get, because actually I'm going to bank now. That's when, if I get to that site, the way they would treat me, I would now determine. So for now, I'm going to that place now to find out if it is true or not.
I entered a restaurant, and they offered everyone a discount price for whatever we're buying, and I was shocked because normally I go to the restaurant daily and they don't give any discount to whatever you're buying. You pay for it exactly, but today they said there's a discount price.
The same way they used to treat me, that was the same way they treated me today. Today it was even worse because I went there, sat down, they did not even attend to me. I was talking to them, they were even shouting at me.
Welcome back. In case you are just joining us, this is Nigeria Today, and we are talking about enhancing customer service. And of course, I have here in the studio with me 2 gentlemen. Now, Sunny, you heard the reaction of the people there. Yes. Today is kind of a special day for a lot of the customers. So how do we make sure that this continues? This improved customer interaction, continues?
Yeah, you see, it's a good thing that there is that interaction, and beside, I think it's wrong to even make it like a drama to now stage it that it is our week. That is why we are making it this. You don't want to do a temporary business, you want it sustainable. So you should now make it part of your own business. Let it be constant and consistently. Interact with them, hear their worries. If, for instance, the chairman or the MD should come just swiftly and then have an interaction with the customers, or put a camera there to see how you can see things for yourself and then intervene and improve it. These things are not difficult. Look, if you now identify your business and someone has chosen, he has choices everywhere, but he has chosen to come and patronize you, look, that is a respect on his own. And hold him on. Ask him what he wants. Even give him excesses. You are not losing. If you now give him those incentives, he's going to tell others, and you're not going to pay him for any advertisement. Look, for you to give those face cards that are given, you write your company name or NTA, I'm taking it around, I'm not advertising for you. Recognizing that, look, yes, this is my choice of media outlet. So we should now cherish all those things. They come for free. Like I said, now there are choices which are available, competitions, fake ones, and you're not going to be there to tell people or someone on your behalf telling people that, no, it's fake, I'm not the one. They will just tag it and move on. So we should appreciate our customers and listen to their complaints, and also make it like not a drama form. Make it consistent so that we can keep them and also satisfy it doesn't take much.
Yes, okay. It should be a continuous
It
thing.
shouldn't be
like
an
annual ritual, like a
you
1
set
week
aside
thing.
1 week.
Yes.
And now these things happen. There is friendliness, courtesy extended to customers within that week. Thereafter, what happens?
So how can
I start an example with let me not advertise them. AEDC, Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. The former management came up with what is called INCMS, Integrated Customer Management Services, that was well crafted, well conceived. You have a fuse out of your transformer that supplies electricity to your home, and you put a call. They put a timeline within which such complaints should be attended to and resolved. Timelines. And the former management were so strict, they make sure that these things was happening. You have a faulty transformer, and they set timelines. You have a burnt meter in your house, they set timelines. And they had a 24/7 open telephone lines that were open for customer complaints. And at any given time, I think a code disco or a KJ disco, they copied, and it went round. But now, if you go round, you can see the management at that time were customer-centric. They were customer-centric because they realized that the customer is king. And without a customer, you can't run your business. It is just because some of these things are here. You go to the city of London and so forth. How many distribution companies do you have there? I think about 12, 8 or 12. I don't know if they still. So if you don't know customer A, company A, you move to company B. So there is service provision alternatives.
Okay, while you're saying that, just tell us what are the measures that we should put in place to ensure that companies have enhanced customer service.
One, the regulators who set regulations, orders, and guidelines should sit up and make sure that they enforce, and when there are breaches, appropriate sanctions. But when we come too friendly, for instance, Standard Organization of Nigeria certifies goods that should come into the country. But go to the electronic sector, you see the junk that you bought. My daughter bought an iron somewhere. By the time it plugged in, the next day the thing was squeezed and so forth, which means it did not, but it has a seal of Standard Organization of Nigeria. If they did their work, that shouldn't happen.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, Sunny, you tell us now what should be done to ensure that we have, good customer service.
First is to try to patronize what you know better. If his daughter now went and bought Nigerian-made iron, she will not get herself into this, and she will know the company that is behind this, and she will complain. But when you go and patronize the foreign product, it's just a waste. You will not even have the guts to say anything. And here we are, even the president was hammering that we should patronize our own products to make our own naira get value.
Yet in Nigeria,
yet it's like a scene. I don't know how to get to that. That people will now, even when you go to Aba or Kano, they make shoe in your presence, and they ask you, boy,
what do you want?
What do you want to put there? Do we put Italy or this? You will now shamelessly say, no, it looks like Italian shoe. Put there. So we have to make the customers know that we are responsible of what we have chosen. So if they have chosen to go and patronize foreign product, they should face all the mess that is coming from it. But for sure, what we have here is authentic, and some of them you might even know the sources. You might have been using it over and over since when you were a child. So all they're asking is make the right choice and patronize your own home product. You will never regret it. You will always be happy that you use it. Always drink Nigeria, wear Nigeria, and rob Nigeria, eat Nigeria, and
act
you will be Nigerian.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. With that, we'll wrap up today's episode of Nigeria Today. Very big thank you to Mohammed Sani. He's the Executive Chairman, Business Visa and Training Company. Thank you so much for your time and your contribution. And we also had Uket Ubunga. He's Executive Secretary, Power Consumers Advocates of Nigeria, PCAN. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Your contribution. And thank you for being part of the program. Remember, Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on Nta News24. You can also watch a repeat at 10 o'clock tonight, as well as other episodes on www.youtube.com/NTA News24 Hub. Once again, thank you for watching. I am your carrier, Clinton. Goodbye.